of recording. Welcome again. You are here for 30 minutes slow flow yoga. I'm Jen. So I am recommending, I just have a blocker dumbbell as usual. We really won't need them a lot today, but it could still be helpful for transitional moments. Hi, Amy. And if you have a band or a strap, so it could be a long workout resistance band, a yoga strap, ideally something that's fairly long and doesn't stretch a lot. You could even use a necktie, whatever you may have. We'll use that for shoulders and hamstrings. So we're going to focus a bit on shoulders, neck, hamstrings, quadriceps today. So let me start some music as you connect in, and depending on what you're just coming from. So if you're coming off of movement, feel free to be seated for a few moments. If you're ready to settle in on your back, feel free to do so. I'll start upright with those of you that may choose to do that. And if you're choosing upright, I'd offer finding some windshield wiper movements of the legs. Just a few little sways to start to say, hey, lower back. We always love to give that lower back a little hey. Hi, Carolyn. And notice as you're finding these sways, sometimes I like to lean back a little bit, but notice if you're leaning back that you're not dumping into the lower back, right? You can still kind of lean away with your heart lifted. If you decided to come to your back, you can be finding those similar movements on your back. So just letting this kind of rhythmic sway be almost an opportunity to start to feel into your breathing. Maybe you find a way to connect your inhales and your exhales in some way with how you're moving right now, just to see where your breath is. Take a few more rounds, particularly if you are upright. And then as your body feels okay, let's see if we can transition to your back if you're not there already. And I'll let you kind of choose how that feels for you. Sometimes I like to hold the backs of my thighs and kind of unwind and unpeel. And if you're coming to your back, maybe you find those same windshield wiper movements. Maybe you do so with the legs lifted. And I'm going to rest my arms at my sides and just find this kind of gentle rocking side to side, which is really giving you a chance to feel into the spine, the back, a little bit maybe of core, especially if you try to use your arms for less support. Maybe you roll your ankles a little bit, move them around in a few different directions. And then as you feel ready to do so, let's hug the right knee in and see how it feels to take the left leg long. And if you are extending the left leg out, see if you can let it be really heavy into the ground, or you could bend the left knee and give that right leg just enough of a squeeze that you almost feel your right hip flexor just kind of greet you in some way. You could stay here. Again, you could move around through the ankle. Maybe you move that bent leg around a little bit just to find some circular movements through the hips. Whatever gives you, again, just a sense of checking in with your body, arriving into your practice, letting yourself take a few more conscientious exhales, perhaps. And then, however you like, we're going to switch. I'm going to actually give both knees a quick little hug in, that wind releasing hug, and then I'm going to switch and extend the right leg out. And again, you decide how that feels to your lower back. You can keep the right knee bent. If you're taking the leg long, could you let it really be heavy into the ground and give just enough of a squeeze on that left leg at the shin or the back of the thigh that you feel the hip flexor? And then maybe find a little bit of movement or hold that squeeze. Sometimes I really like to just hold that hug and tug. Feel the imprint of your back body on the mat. Give this again another breath or two. Hi, Regina. Welcome home. And then as you're ready, let's again lift both legs up, give them a gentle hug, and do take that easy kind of rocking movement with your lower back. Really press down. So you're almost getting that massage kind of around the sacrum where the hips and the low back meet. And then how about both legs up to explore the hamstrings with maybe some pedaling, walking movements. So almost making it look like you've got a foot flex, so you're walking on the ceiling. Your hands could be gently on the backs of your legs if that really helps you keep your tailbone rooted down. And if you'd like to, I'm going to pause with the legs up. They're not locked out, but I am finding a little bit of energy through my heels. I'm going to take both arms up overhead, and then I'm just going to jiggle it out. Just jiggle and wiggle. Just kind of feel any tension that you just want to, and then we'll hug both knees in once again. Rock again, side to side, and to whichever side feels more comfortable to you. Let's roll to that side and almost pause, like a little field position for just a moment. A little hug and squeeze to the side. And then we'll use arms to help push ourselves upright. We could do the new greeting that we've done as we come up, right? You give a little wave, hi. And then we'll just keep going. We're gonna make our way to tabletop position. So take your time. That's kind of a bit to come up, get the blood flow changing in the body, but bringing ourselves to tabletop with hands spread wide, feeling all 10 digits on the mat. Maybe take a pause in tabletop. So it almost feels like you're still on your back, really strong spine, and then finding some movement in your spine. I like to start with cows and cats. And this is not a conquest to be the biggest cow or cat you can be. Simply start to notice, where is your spine today? How do your hips feel? Do you notice anything in the shoulders? And allow yourself to move in any other direction. This can be a really great time to let your eyes close so you truly feel guided more by what your body is feeling than even what your brain is thinking. Could you tap back into connecting breath with movement again somehow? Find a way to use inhales and exhales to let you be a little bit more curious about some other areas of the body. And then as you feel ready, let's pause in tabletop pose. Curl your toes under, walk your hands forward, maybe straight out from the shoulders, maybe slightly wider. Soften your heart down, press your tailbone up and away, puppy pose. Your forehead might drop, but see if you can relax your neck. Can you press through your palms to lift your elbows and then actually soften toward the ground from the shoulders? Take a deep breath into your back body and a big breath out. Let's make our way back to tabletop pose. And from here, I'm going to face you. Let's bring the hands wider and tent the fingertips. And we're going to find alternating shoulder dips. So part of the reason I like to tent my fingertips is to give my wrists a break, truthfully. And then in a way, it's forcing me to put more weight on my knees. So I'm really mindful of how much shoulder stretch I'm getting. Feel free to pause and linger. If you find kind of a little dip in the shoulder and it feels good, you can pause and breathe, or maybe you continue to flow back and forth. And then as you feel ready, as you feel, I like to say somewhat satisfied, because maybe you could do this forever, who knows, bring your hands back underneath to tabletop pose. Let's take an inhale to cow, exhale round to cat. Keep rounding as you walk your hands back toward your knees and then roll up slowly, stacking your spine, neck, shoulders, head. And when you reach the knees, let's take a big breath up, stretch up. Can you pause here? Press your shoulders away from your ears, but feel like you're really long from knees to fingertips. I'm going to face away from you. Let's start to cactus the arms, but see how close you can bring the elbows together, kind of behind your back. And then I'm going to bring my arms up. Maybe you clasp the fingertips a little bit, and I'm going to bring my arms in front, almost a slight rounding in my upper back, a little drop of the chin. I'm going to come up again, lift through the spine. Again, open like you're drawing the elbows together. Keep the back of your head in line with your tailbone. And we'll come up and around one more time. Maybe this time you pause and make a couple of little figure eights. So feeling like you're trying to separate your shoulder blades a little bit, but keeping that integrity down near your lower back. From here, let's take one more big stretch up and reach. As you exhale, a careful hinge back out to tabletop pose, where you can do cows and cats. Maybe you come out to lower to the belly. So I'm going to walk my hands forward and pause in a low plank. So from knees to the back of my head, I'm a straight line. I'm going to hug my elbows really close as I lower down. And then explore any sort of variation of cobra that you like. I prefer baby cobras quite often. I like the strength that requires of my back. You can lift and lower with breath. Maybe you push a little bit higher. Truly your choice on what feels good across your lower back and your spine. If you have been on the belly, let's thoughtfully rise by tucking the elbows back in, press up into tabletop pose, and then again a pass at puppy pose. So toes curl under for strong lower body. Walk your hands forward, soften heart down, tailbone stretches away. This is a great stretch for the spine and perhaps the back and shoulders while keeping integrity at the lower back. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Come back to tabletop pose. Find that position. If a cow-cat helps you neutralize the spine, I'm going to face you. Let's lift up a bent right leg and let the foot fall over to the left side of the room. You could stay here and just hold. You could roll around through the ankle. You could find some circles. I use this often instead of scorpion. I like the support here I have in tabletop, but do try to keep the shoulders level so we can keep the emphasis in the lower body. Anyone else hearing any noises today? And then as you're ready, slowly lower the right knee down back to tabletop. I am going to take one cow and cat. I like that just to return to that neutral spine, and then left leg gets the same opportunity. Keeping equal weight across the shoulders. Notice if you can use a little bit more lift through your hips and maybe your core to take pressure out of the wrists. And again, you can roll around, find circles. No need to do the same thing that you did on the first side. And then when you're ready, let's carefully lower the left knee down next to the right. Go ahead and take maybe a cow cat or two, and then I'll let you choose one more opportunity grounded. So either another pass at puppy pose, maybe you widen your hands this time, or maybe you come to more of a child's pose. So you decide what that stretch is on the ground that helps you feel that connection into your spine, your arms. Take a full breath into your back body. Can you exhale out through the heart? One more time, breathe into your spine, exhale through your front body. Let's make our way back to tabletop pose. We're gonna head to stand. So first of all, you could have a block or a dumbbell to greet you at the front of your mat. Sometimes I like having that height to help me go low to high. Let's see how it feels to pause in a downward facing dog on our way. From tabletop, curl your toes under. Start to float the knees and press your chest toward your thighs as you lift up your tailbone toward the sky. Bend your knees and drive your tailbone away from your fingertips. So we want the knees slightly bent to get that tilt at the pelvis. That's what will create that stretch through your entire back body. Let your heels simply be heavy. No need to straighten the legs. Press your shoulder earrings out of your ears. How's that for a cue? And then when you're ready, let's lift up onto the toes, bend the knees a lot, lift your heart, start to walk toward the top of your mat. Feel maybe a press down through the legs. Lift your heart and chest as you arrive in halfway lift. So feet underneath the hips. Hands could be on a block or a dumbbell, or shins or thighs. Feel almost like you're in cow spine. So I'm broadening the heart and the chin. I'm lifting so the back of my head is in line with my tailbone. If you're looking at your feet, that may be a sign to lift the chin. Stay here in halfway lift, or maybe you surrender to ragdoll fold for a few breaths. If you're taking that surrender, you can still have something under your hands, a block or a dumbbell. I like to widen my feet and bend my knees generously to really let the spine get the benefit of gravity. And maybe that doesn't feel good to your back or your head today, so feel free to stay halfway lift. Take another breath in, complete breath out. Lift your heart, bend the legs a lot, almost like a big chair pose. And we're gonna float the hands and power through the feet to rise up, stretch up, extend up. Exhale, hands to heart. No need for any props, so just make sure if you have something nearby, it's clear of your mat. From feet hip distance, let's step back the right toes to high crescent lunge. And my hope is you can, one, be on the back tippy toes, and that you find a place where your body says, yeah, that feels really good. And maybe good to you is getting low in the legs today. Maybe it's more of a lifted back leg. Quick check as I face you. Quite often that left knee likes to kind of dip in. Can you energize your left knee toward your left pinky toe? Offering is to reach both arms up. Gently grab your right wrist with your left hand and tilt your body to the left side of the room. You might find your right hip softens down a bit more. Can you press your right shoulder away from your right ear and breathe into your right rib cage? Full breath in, full breath out. Bring your body upright, hands come in, spin your right foot flat, and then you might have to walk the feet into a balance beam, setting up for warrior two. Your left toes are forward, your right foot turned. Let's do the arms first. I'm inviting you to bring them behind your back today. Let's stretch them out and then bring your hands behind your back. I'll turn to show you. Can you grab for kind of opposite wrists or maybe opposite elbows? So this kind of clasp behind your back. And then from here, take a breath in, exhale, come down into warrior two. So the whole idea here is we're opening our body to the right, except the left knee. It's going to the left pinky toe. It's super tempting because the left knee is bent to lean out. Could you put more weight in your right foot? Let your hips soften, find a big breath in, relax your shoulders, exhale it out. Good, and then we'll unwind. You can keep the right hand behind your back. Let's find reverse triangle. Both legs straighten, but they don't lock. Left arm comes up, or right hand can be on your hip. Little check for the neck. Maybe you look up at your left hand. Maybe you turn and look down at your right foot, or you could look straight out to the side. What feels best to your neck today? Soften your shoulders, breathe into left side body, stay for that breath out, and then we come upright, hands come in. Turn all 10 toes to face the right side of your mat with your toes out, heels in. I'm going to stretch up in 5-point star, come into goddess pose. And I'm going to bring my hands in and kind of sway this goddess. Sometimes she gets a head dance going too. You just never know. Can wiggle the toes, but see if you can think about opening your hips. You are not squatting. You are hip opening. Can you feel the difference? Let's take a big breath in to come up and out for just a moment. When you are ready, we'll come back down, but this time bring your hands on your thighs with your thumbs to the inside. Let's revolve our goddess. So finding those alternating shoulder drops like we did earlier. Can you do this with your chest really lifted? So as you drop into the hips, I'm still keeping my spine long. So if you see me from the side, I'm not rounding into my back. I'm really lifting and lengthening. Take a few more breaths. Feel free to pause if something feels particularly lovely. And then we'll meet in the center. Rise up, stretch up. Maybe you go 5-point star to come out of that. Take up some space on the mat, and then hands come down. Let's turn back to face the front of your mat. Left foot faces forward. Right foot is now planted slightly at a diagonal. And if you look to the front, can you make sure you have space between your feet to the left and the right? So we were kind of balance beamy. Now we're out. Let's bring the hands either behind your back to press into your back pockets, or you could clasp behind your back, or if you want to try a new shape for a shoulder stretch, you could try reverse prayer, where you kind of connect your fingertips and you try to press your palms together with your fingertips pointing to the top of your head. That's a pretty deep stretch if you've never tried it. So anywhere where hands are behind your back will work. Could you start to lift your heart? Maybe a little lift of your chin. We're going Darth Vader breath. You ready? Open the mouth slightly. Can you breathe in and make some sound? Exhale it out. 2 more. Make a little vibration at the back of your throat. We'll take a third one at your pace. Let something go as you breathe out. And then I'm going to unwind the arms, stretch up, reach up. Did you smile during Darth Vader breathing? Forgot to mention that. Hands come down. Step right foot up next to left at the top of your mat. Let's take a stretch and a reach and just some gentle sways side to side. And then from here, we're going to take a shoulder intermission where you'll either recreate what we did on the knees, or if you have a band or a strap, we're going to grab it. So when you're ready, hands come down. Take a pause, grab a strap if you have it. And if you don't have a strap or a band, remember you'll come back to kind of those wings and that out front clasp. If you have a strap, let's hold it out in front, slightly wider than your shoulders. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to bring my arms up and try to bring them behind my head. My hands usually slide apart a little bit, and find that kind of rotator cuff stretch. And then you can come back around. Maybe as you come to the back, you hold, and you could even kind of tilt a little bit, lifting one arm up and one elbow more toward your spine. Finding some mobility that feels good to your shoulders. And notice again, if your chin starts to drop, can you keep the back of your head in line with your tailbone? Let's all pause with the hands kind of behind. So wherever that is for you, just give that another breath or two. Lift up through your heart space. And then we'll bring the strap out and around. Carefully set it down off to the side. And maybe you give yourself a gentle sway just to release the spine from the support of those stretches. And then we'll find our sequence on the other side. So back to the top of your mat. Once you're set feet hip distance, we'll step the left toes back, high crescent lunge. Again, take a little time to feel into the legs so you create that position where you feel that, oh, that's just nice. Can you find that spot today? And if you, again, kind of notice the right knee, sometimes it dips in. I'm making it pretty obvious, but just a little energy of right knee toward right pinky toe, arms can reach. Again, gentle grab of left wrist with right hand, maybe that side tilt to the right. Finding space all the way from your left knee to your left shoulder. Can you soften somewhere? And can you expand the left ribs with a big breath in, big breath out? Good, bring your hands around. Let's reposition feet for warrior 2. So left foot plants. There might have to be a little scooting because now we want arch and heel lined up. Let's do the same offering of hands behind your back to grab for opposite wrist or elbow, but can you do opposite? I wish I could watch your face, but I'm turning away. You know what I mean? Opposite. Did your brain just have a moment of, oh, that's so great? And then we'll come down to warrior 2. Take an exhale. Notice again, it's really tempting to feel that weight shift to the right leg because it's bent. Can you tuck your left hip under your left shoulder? press strong with your right foot down. Let your hips drop toward the floor. Good. Full breath into the hips and exhale out of the shoulders. And then we release, lengthen the legs. Right arm comes up, reverse triangle. Left hand can stay behind your back, or maybe it comes to your hip. And same little exploration for the neck. Maybe you try to look up at your right hand. Maybe you look straight out to the side, or maybe you look at your left foot. Do you get a spot where your neck just has a moment of something feeling good? Take another breath into that position. Stay for your breath out. And then we'll come upright. Hands come in. Turn all 10 toes again out to the side, heels in. One more variation of goddess pose. We'll start to soften into the hips. Then right forearm presses against right thigh. Lift up your left arm. Give yourself a little twist to the left while maybe pushing your right arm into your right leg, finding a little more hip space. Use your next inhale to come to center and then rise up. Give yourself a pause. And then we'll go second side. So coming into your goddess legs, left hand against left thigh, open and twist to the right. Feeling that little bit of rotation in the spine, so great for the back here. Give a press of left forearm into left leg, feel a bit more space in the hips. And then we bring the hands around, rise up. Maybe you join me for a 5-point star. Just lift up and out of the feet. Feel that stretch to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Spinning back to face the front of your mat. Right foot planted, left foot planted as well, slightly at an angle. And then that same kind of exploration of where you want to have the hands. Back pockets, clasp behind your back, or maybe you try that reverse prayer opportunity. Wherever you can hold for a few breaths, send your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe there's a slight lift of your heart and chin. Darth Vader round 2. Big breath in, make the throat kind of vibrate. Exhale it out. You're doing 2 more, your breath pace. Not being afraid to make a little sound. Release something out as you exhale that 3rd time. And when you are done, I'm going to take a reach up, just straightening through the spine. Exhale, hands come down. Left foot next to right at the top of the mat. Let's take a little sway again of the spine. We're going to start to make our way back down. We're going to get there from a wide fold. So if you're okay facing the top of your mat and having your feet simply off of your mat, do that. Or you could face to one of your sides. And let's maybe have your blocker dumbbell, if you have one, out in front of you. From here, this time toes are in slightly from the heels. I'm going to bring hands to heart. Send my hips back. I like to soften my knees a little bit. Keep my spine long until my hands touch. Then start to lengthen the legs, so energizing the knees back. Maybe you rock your weight front to back and check with your hamstrings. You could bring the feet closer if you need more stretch. Bring them wider if you need less. Maybe you want to take a few breaths again and take that more surrender fold over like ragdoll. Truly up to you. Sometimes I really like that long lift of my spine where I feel a really nice stretch across my spine and my legs. Sometimes I like that surrender. Where do you want to be? Give it another big breath in and a big breath out. Let's all press through the hands to lift the heart. And can you start to walk the feet closer? Heels in, toes in, heels in. My knees are bending even more as I go. And then we step back to tabletop pose. Take your time. I'm going to put a hand down and take a knee back. And then the other side. Once you're in tabletop pose, take any movements that help you just flush all of that out. It could be cows and cats. It could be coming again to the belly for any sort of cobra. What feels good to your back? What feels good to your brain, to your breath? When you feel called to pause, choosing a puppy pose, maybe a really restorative child's pose. Maybe you want to come into one more downward facing dog. Take a little time to connect to a shape where you can be still, where you can ground back into the support of the earth beneath you, whatever that is. Maybe you're feeling support under your hands, arms, legs. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more deep breath in, full breath out. When you're ready, let's come through tabletop pose. I'm going to offer quadricep stretch from prone, from on your belly. If not on the belly today, I'll have you lay on your side. So if you're okay going to the belly, let's take that same transition from our low plank to hug down. Once you're there, let's rest your chin on your left hand, bend your right leg, and reach behind and grab your right foot. And so if not on the belly today, we'll lay on the left side and make that connection. So I did this offering yesterday, and folks really said how nice it was to get the balance out of this shape and see how it feels to really lengthen the front of the leg. If our quadriceps are continually tight, that can actually pull at our lower back. So see how it feels to press your right hip into the ground. Maybe your right knee lifts up a little bit, pulling your heel a little closer to your backside, or if you're laying on your side, kick into your hands, send your right hip away from you. Give this another big breath in and a big breath out. I'm going to give you a few more breaths here. If you want to add a layer for the lower back, take your left arm straight out from the shoulder and then kick into your hand. My chest is lifting, not because I'm pushing with my left hand, but because I've kicked so hard into my foot. Just this lift up, this half bow pulling pose, giving your lower back a little hug. Use an exhale to lower if you found that option. Bend both knees, rest your chin on your hands, and give yourself a little windshield wiper release. You can come up and out to tabletop. You can take any other release that you want. If you were laying on your side, you could roll to lay on your back for a moment. It's simply thanking your lower back. And then we'll find the second side. So if you're on the belly, right leg goes long, left hand connects to left foot, keeping your chin on your right hand, and give yourself some time. When we hold in a shape, my hope is you actually feel little things start to shift as you stay. Again, maybe feeling that press of your left hip into the floor. Maybe you feel like your left knee lifts up a little bit if you're laying on your side, to again really kick the leg, the hip kind of away from your body, using still the support of the ground, how that feels. If you're laying on the side, you can kick into your hand a little bit more to play with that half bow pulling pose. Otherwise, again, if you're on the belly, the right hand goes out and you kick into your foot to maybe create a little lift in the heart and the spine. There's no goal of how high you have to get here. And again, my right hand is simply acting like a little support. It is not the push. I'm creating the lift through the kick, kick, kick. Find some breath, always a good sign that you're in that right spot for the body. And then slowly release out. Again, you can bend the knees and sway. If you're feeling ready to come up and off of the floor, feel free to do so, whatever feels best to you. If you're still on the belly, let's bring the hands in, elbows close. Let's press back up thoughtfully to tabletop pose. You can certainly move and shift a bit there, but we'll eventually drop to have a seat with our feet at the top of the mat. If you had that band or strap, let's make sure you have it close by. We're going to come to our back and thank our hamstrings as well. So if you have a strap or a band, we'll grab it, and then you determine how you want to come to your back. Similar to at the start, maybe you take some time and use your core to unpeel and unwind. Once you get to your back, take a little time to sway or stretch or pause. Your moment again to reconnect. The earth is now holding you again. So what might soften in your body, what might soften in your mind, is you let yourself be held. And then we'll give a little thank you to our hamstrings today as well. So bringing feet to plant, knees bent. If you have a strap, we'll grab it. We're going to bring the right knee in. And it's almost like a little crunch of your core to curl up, so you can bring that strap around the ball mound of your right foot and then lay back down as you kick the leg. If not a strap today, I like bringing one set of fingertips above the knee and one set below. How would it feel to push your right hip into the floor? So notice what that does. Maybe your right heel toward the ceiling. Sometimes just the energetic lengthening of the leg gives a really good stretch. Maybe you pull a little bit on your strap. Direction is kind of toes headed toward the top of the mat. Taking some time to get a little deep stretch here, right? We've warmed the body to give this a nice opportunity. But continue to root your right hip down and feel length in the leg. You might even imagine squeezing your left quadricep to create more, or right quadricep to create more length in the back of the right leg. Give that another nice breath or two. And then softening through right knee. Release your strap, set the right foot down. I'd encourage you to pause. See what happens if you don't fidget and move. This is really hard for me too. I tend to want to be a fidgeter out of a shape. Let it land. feel the blood flow moving in your body. Feel maybe the blood flow coming back toward your left foot, whatever it is, notice. And then we'll switch. Left knee comes in. If you're using a strap, again, really thoughtful about how you kind of curl up through the core to bring that strap around. Extend the left leg toward the ceiling. No strap, supporting leg with fingers above and below the knee. And offering you, again, that way of thinking about the finer details. Push your left hip into the floor as you energize your left heel toward the ceiling. Maybe you do add a little pull to that strap. Notice your breathing. If your breath gets a little bit stuck or you find that little hiccup in your breathing, that could be your body saying that's too much. Inviting you to find that really nice spot where there's length, where there's breath. Give this a few more purposeful inhales to find length, exhales to find release. Maybe squeezing your left quadricep for just a moment and then softening through your left knee. Return the left foot. Could you take that same opportunity to simply land? And then, if there's any other movements, something that would feel good to your body, a sway of the legs, maybe a big full body stretch. I'll settle us into pause, to take a moment to feel the breath, to feel the body, wherever you feel most at ease, to find some stillness. You could be fully splayed out on your mat. You could have hands even resting on your body. You could be curled up and laying on your side, wherever it is. I will offer a way of closing time in this moment for those of you that may be able to extend your time in Shavasana. Wishing you so much peace in your body, so much ease in your mind through the rest of this day and beyond. I appreciate you making time and space for practice, to share space with me and one another. The light and love that is in me sees, honors, is so grateful for the light and love that is in each and every one of you. Namaste.